Bum 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 bum
Dave
bum 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 bum
Dave
bum 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 bum
Dave
Alright, so this is part 2 of the Thursday vlog, and I was going to do this with with using my webcam as well, but I'm using the webcam software to capture the screen right now because Fraps is being stupid. It's not recording my desktop, even though I changed the desktop background to arrow themes, and it still didn't work. So whatever, I'm just going to use this software. I don't even know if the quality's going to be that well. And the reason I wanted to use videos because I have the special edition for what I'm going to be talking about right now, and I was going to show you guys in the camera like all the stuff that I had and like, you know, how poopy it was, but I can't really do that, so I'm just going to have the desktop, whatever, at least I have the desktop. So I have a little script here. I was also going to show you my little script. That's like a half a page, kind of quick. I quickly wrote it so I don't forget what I wanted to talk about. And in this video, it's pretty much going to be a long rant on BioShock Infinite, which is the new BioShock in the trilogy. It's the third one, obviously, because it's the newest one in this trilogy. And I do not believe they're going to be making any more. I mean, this doesn't really connect with the other two BioShocks anyway, but who knows what they'll do with it. So first off, before the video starts, before you guys start hating on me, I want to say that I did enjoy this game, and I do think it's worth $60, but there were things that kind of ticked me off, and things that I felt were missing. And after I was finished with the game, and I kind of like it was ready to be ending, and the game ended, I just felt like kind of empty. I kind of felt like I didn't really want to say anything bad about the game because I was waiting for like 3 years, and they took them like over 3 years to make this game, and like I kind of like sat there and I didn't want to like hate on the game because, you know, I've been waiting for this for so long. I bought the special edition, did all this stuff, and I'm like, oh, I can't hate on this game now. But then it's like, okay, who cares, you know? I can, you know, express my feeling towards this game. But yeah, before I just wanted to say that I did enjoy the game, so don't bash on me too much. But maybe some of you guys will actually agree with some of the things I have to say. So I do have like a list of stuff that I want to talk about. It's not really in any order, so I don't know how this is gonna work. I'm probably gonna I actually have a what I wrote down is took 3 years with like a bunch of question marks. 'Cause I kind of got pissed at that it took them so long to make this, when there's things that I felt were missing and they could have fixed. So one thing I want to talk about, well, first of all, the special edition, I believe it sucked. Both special editions, I believe they sucked. When this game first got announced, like 3 years ago, or two, yeah, I believe 3 years ago, I was like really excited for it. I'm like, oh my gosh, BioShock! It's one of my favorite series, probably like my third favorite game series, and you know, I just kind of had like a strong affinity towards BioShock, so I'm like, this is gonna be awesome. I can't wait for this game. And you know, not soon after, I started, you know, like reading things about people discussing, you know, special editions and like what do you want to see in them and stuff, and I was like, oh wow, maybe this could finally be my first special edition of a game, because I've never had a special edition before. And I'm like, okay, whatever. This give me my, oh crap, I just moved the mic, it's gonna make a loud noise. So I said, you know, this could be my first special edition. So I got really excited for that. And the months went by, and they did not announce any special editions. Like, kept going. I'm like, wow, this game's not even gonna have one. Like, are you serious? Like, they had one for the second one, for the first one, and then like a couple of months before the game actually came out, maybe like 5 months, I think, they finally announced it. And then when I saw it, I was so disappointed in there. I'm actually like looking at mine right now. It's we'll just the box of it right now, but I was just really disappointed in what they said was going to come with the Infinite itself. Alright, so I just got rudely interrupted, and it kind of pissed me off, and now my mood is kind of spoiled. But I will continue because I was setting out to finish this video, and I will finish it. So I was talking about the what's it called, special edition, and how I was disappointed with it. So when they announced it and I read what was in it, I was really disappointed. And when I'll just kind of name what I got in the entire collection after it was finally done. So let me get this box real quick. Oh my gosh. Oh no. Stuff is falling. Oh crap, this doesn't say anything on the box. Okay. So pretty much with the game, you got a mini art book. Now the thing with mini art books in special editions, which you have to watch out for, is they are not worth it. And these bastards actually made another art book, like a bigger art book with all the art that they wanted to put in an art book, and they're selling it for like $30. And I'm like, are you guys serious? Like, you're gonna make us pay extra money for a special edition, and you're just gonna put in this little dinky 50-page, or is it? I don't even know if it's 50 pages, little art book of like 1/10 of like the actual art, and then you're gonna make a bigger book with oh my gosh, excuse me, all of the art in it for like $30 or $25. Like, I was just like so disgusted by that. I was like, are you guys serious? That's what I hate, the little mini art books, and that's why I never even get special editions, because they're truly not worth it, even for collection standards. Next, they gave you this little game piece because they're making a board game. Oh, I wonder if they're making that for money. Oh no, of course they're not making that just for the money. They obviously love board games. Which just pisses me off. I don't know why they're making a board game. But then I open up this board game thing. Like, I'm gonna actually open it up right now. You can't really see it, but I'm opening it up right now. And this thing is so freaking small. It's not even an inch tall. This game board piece is not even an inch tall. Like, do you guys know how tall an inch is? It's like not even, it probably is only 1 inch, or maybe even less than 1 inch. And I just don't understand, how is it, why do I need this little tiny little game board piece if I don't even have a game board? Like, oh, here's a tiny little game board piece. And then if they actually had, I don't know if it shows on this website, but they have the little game board pieces, a picture of the game board pieces, and they look like bigger, and they have like nice colors. This is just like a blue. I don't know what they thought with this, but like they had nice colors, like nice little figurines, and they just give you this little 1 inch piece of crap. I don't know why they want to do that. Next, it's sitting on top of my game case, not game case, but it's like a bookshelf with all of my DVDs and games. Is a little Murder of Crows Vigor. Now, Vigor are like the plasmids, which is the powers. It's like a little bottle you drink, and then you get the power that the bottle resembles. And it was just a little bird, and it's like, maybe 2 inches tall, no taller than that, which I really don't need. It's like a keychain. I really don't need that, and I don't know why they think that's so cool. Oh my gosh, just move the mic again. Next, they give you a lithograph. I don't even think it's a lithograph. It's like a little postcard, pretty much, of like one of the advertisements within the game. And yeah, I don't really know why I need this little postcard of a game. It's not like any cool. It's not laminated all nicely. It's not like, it's just like a little postcard. It's nothing really great. I don't know why I would need that. They put it in like a nice little like envelope. I don't know why they had to do that, because that really doesn't change anything for me. Next was downloadable stuff. I hope I didn't miss anything, but I don't think I did miss anything. Next is downloadable stuff. It actually came with the soundtrack. Now, I did download the soundtrack, listened to the entire thing, and took like one song from it. The music in this game was not on par with the older BioShocks, and then like a lot of the music, like it was just kind of like dun 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 dun, like it's like gunfighting music when you're like walking around, and then like an enemy sees you, and then it gets all like, like it gets all crazy, like dun 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 dun, like action movie. And that was just like all of those songs in there. I'm like, I'm not gonna listen to this on my freaking iPod. At least like in some BioShock, in the other BioShock, it's like kind of like down 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 down, and it's kind of like a nice, like symphony, and I can kind of just like chill out and just listen to it from time to time. But I couldn't with any of these songs, so that kind of sucked. And whatever, I don't expect. Actually, let me take my game. Oh my gosh. Okay. This is very unprofessional. Okay, I just got my game case. I just want to see what the other downloadables I got. I think yeah. Hold on, I got the downloadable things in here. Okay, I left the downloadable stickers in here. So you get an upgrade pack for yeah, just an upgrade pack for pre-ordering, and it just gives you 3 little exclusive things within the game. They're not too crazy, so you know that really isn't worth too much. And the soundtrack, of course, and then you got a theme for PS3. You just get a theme, which I do have on my PS3 right now. It's kind of like, it like moves around and stuff, and it's like the city, and really that has no value for me. I just put it on, like, okay. But also what I bought besides the with oh no, actually that was all that came with the actual thing. Yeah, so that's all that came with the actual edition itself. And actually, also, I did not know this, but it also came with the first BioShock, which I think is actually pretty awesome. That's the one thing I think is pretty awesome in this thing, and it actually kind of makes this edition worth it, really. In my opinion, the only reason this edition was worth it is because of that it came with BioShock. But I didn't even know that about that until the day I actually bought this game, which was the midnight release for this game. And on the box it said BioShock download. I'm like, what the heck? There's gonna be BioShock inside? And then it was just a download, which kind of sucks. I like a physical copy, but they can't make physical copies, obviously. So it comes on the same disc. So I believe if I give it to somebody, they could also download BioShock. So that's actually pretty awesome. I was thinking about maybe giving it to my friend because he never played the BioShock games. So yeah, BioShock 1 comes on the disc. You put it in your system, then you could download it from the disc onto the system, and then you don't have to put in the disc. You can just play BioShock on your system, which is pretty awesome. And it does make the I kind of forgot about that also, but that's the only thing that makes this excuse me, I'm just putting the game away. Actually is the only thing that makes this edition worth it. Other than that, it all sucked. And then the other thing that it came with, the other edition, which was the Songbird edition, it was $150, and this edition was $80. So they wanted you to pay $70 extra for a statue. Now I understand that the statue may be well made, and you know, it's like 12 inches big or whatever. But like that is just not worth it. If they made it $100 or at least like $120, you know, I would consider it. But just like $150, $70 extra. Plus they want you to buy $20 for the season pass, which I did get. But if they put in the season pass and the Songbird edition, everything in the Songbird edition plus the season pass, I would buy it for like $120. But they didn't do that, so I don't know like why they need to make it so expensive. I doubt it takes that much money to make any of that crap. So that kind of pissed me off because I really wanted a full edition, and I would like that statue. It's a cool statue, but $70. It's actually right here. There you go. I didn't even look at. I'm not even looking at the desktop, but here you go. This limited edition crap. So oh yeah, this is all stuff. This is the downloadable stuff. This is this little stupid statue. This is what it looks like. It's like blue, and it freaking, I don't know why I'm not on this page. I could have showed you guys all this stuff. Wow, I'm stupid. Okay, it comes with this little stupid thing, which I'm not going to put on my wall or anything because there's like a demon on there. And then got this little stupid keychain, this little crappy book. Like, what's this? Oh, it is a lithograph, huh? So yeah, some DLC. Oh, that's the DLC, but upgrade pack, which is this little stuff, just a couple upgrades, soundtrack, a keychain, piece of crap keychain, a lithograph, which is like a postcard, that little handyman figure that's like not even an inch tall, and it's like blue, a stupid little art book. What is this? Oh, 64 pages. Wow, amazing. And the DLC, oh, the DLCs is the theme. Oh my gosh, so crazy. A theme. Oh. But yeah, so that's what was in the edition. That's my little rant on that edition. Really sucks that they made this so expensive. Now onto the DLC. The DLC does come with 3 DLCs, and usually each DLC costs $10. So they gave you $10 off, which I was surprised that they'd actually even do that after all this crap. So I did buy that for $20. And what was awesome, that I really don't care, but it also came with the strategy guide as well for $1. If you on midnight release, I don't know if it's after that as well, but on midnight release, if you bought the season pass right away, you also got the strategy guide for $1. So I just did that. So for $100 even, I got all of this stuff, excluding this Songbird statue, plus the $20 DLC for 3 DLCs, and a strategy guide, so all for $100, plus BioShock 1 as well. So I guess it's not that bad of a deal once you actually kind of think about it. But then once again, like, all this stuff kind of pissed me off. If they just like threw all these little stupid keychains away, gave me a full art book, and like, something else. I don't know. The full art book and just this statue, I would pay 120 bucks for that, and all the other stuff I got. And I really don't need a strategy guide, but whatever, I took it for $1. So that's my rant on that. Collector's edition, I really think they kind of screwed up on that. So another thing I want to talk about is that this game, I think, was too overhyped. They just put out way too many trailers, and I hate when games do this. They put out like a billion trailers, like, oh, look at our game, oh my gosh, it's so amazing, look at this, and then just keep talking about it, and get it really hyped up. And other than the trailers, they also had like little game demos for it, which kind of pissed me off because in these trailers and in this demo, they had things that were not in the final game, and it's not like a one little difference, like the way your guns look or the way the little health bar looks. It's not like that type of difference. Actual gameplay differences that they showed in a demo that happened in the game, it did not happen in this game. And like a lot of the demo, if you actually go watch like the 15-minute demos and like the 10-minute demos they had like 2 years ago, they have a bunch of stuff that was not in the original game, which looked awesome back then. And I don't know why they didn't put it in the game. I was actually like really like weirded out. I'm like, what the heck? Why didn't they do that? So yeah, I think it was too overhyped. People thought, and people give it too much like love and too much glory. They're like, oh my gosh, this game's amazing. It says BioShock on it. It's so amazing, And I don't know. I think they just like just say it's amazing without like really thinking about what the game has. And I don't know. I just kind of pissing me off like seeing all these people saying like, oh my gosh, your game's amazing. This game is the best game ever. The best game of 2013. I'm just like kind of pissing me off because like there's a lot of faults with the game and I don't understand. Do people not see it, or what are they sucking up, or I don't know what are they talking about. So when I mean that it had stuff from not from the demo, there was just like a lot of like cool things showed in the demo that just did not work, I guess, in the final game. I'm kind of thinking of stuff in my head right now, but I don't really know how to explain them. Just go watch some of the first demos and stuff, and you'll see what I'm talking about. The demos look nothing like the final game. The final game, in reality, is just a shooter, and it did not feel like BioShock to me. It did not feel like kind of that experience I had in BioShock, the first one and stuff, and the second one as well. So that kind of pissed me off. They took stuff out of the demo, and it just did not feel like a BioShock. I mean, it was BioShock, and you can tell that it's BioShock, but it didn't fully feel like a BioShock, if you know what I mean. And I don't know why. It just did not feel like it, and it kind of just left me empty. Another thing is the plasmids in this game, which are called Vigors. They kind of sucked in reality. If you think about them, if you play the game, they kind of suck compared to the other game. And I liked in the other game there was more of them than you could hold. There wasn't just 8. In this game, there's just only 8, and you hold them. And I kind of like that as well. But in the other game, you can kind of switch them out and like have which ones you want in your not disposable. In your whatever you can have like. You can choose which plasmids you want to keep on hand, and then you could store the other ones away and then switch them out whenever you want. I kind of like that concept as well, which they took out. But yeah, the Vigors were just bad. Like just like some of them were just so terrible. I'm like, why'd you do this? Like if they just brought back like all the old plasmids and just put them in this game, I would love it. If they did it like that, like there's like this plasmid, I forgot what it's called. I think it's called Undertow, which pretty much you splash your enemies away. You just make a wave, and they just like get pushed away. And I'm like, what the heck is this? This is 1 of 8 that you get in this game, and there's no more than 8. And you like, what is this? Like, oh, you splash your enemies away. And then the alternative to that is you could put out like a little, like an octopus hand, but it's made out of water, and you kind of grab your enemies and pull them towards you, which I think is kind of stupid because I don't really see any use for that. I don't really need to use that. So it's just like Vigors like that kind of seem like secondary Vigors that they'd put like extras on the side. Like if you want to, you can switch out your Vigors for those. But there's like Vigors like that were in the game, and I was like, what the heck? Like this is just terrible. I don't know why they couldn't have come up with more or better ones. And also to do with no Vigors, no good Vigors, there was also no health packs. This health system was switched around, and you kind of had a shield that regenerates, and your health does not regenerate. And that kind of really pissed me off actually, and that your salts don't regenerate, and your salts are kind of your Eve, which in the first game is how much power you can use, so how much times you could use your powers. That had no regeneration, and it had no like kits for it that you could pick up and recharge yourself, which I think was the stupidest decision they ever made. Health, you lose health so quickly. I'm going to talk about hard mode later, which I think was terrible. You lose health so quickly. Like you get shot once and your health goes all the way down. Your shield, it goes down really quickly. I don't really know why they put a shield in there. Like that does not make any sense at all, and it's not explained in the game unless I missed it. How you somehow have a shield around you. Also, the Eve hypos, or not Eve hypos, but the salts, you just had to pick them up. You couldn't, store them in little needles and like regenerate every time you're running low. You had little packs on the side and no health packs as well, which is really stupid because the health packs really help you out in those tense situations when you're freaking shooting a bunch of people, and then you need a freaking health pack because there's no health around you. You have to go run around looking for health, and then a lot of times there isn't any health around, and that really pissed me off. And another thing with that they also changed was the gun system. Now, even though it might seem a bit unrealistic, I loved having just all the guns on hand. All the guns that you can get in the game, you have them on hand. You can switch between them and, use them for what situation you want. Like if there's a big guy, you take out your rocket launcher and you shoot him. If there's little guys, you take out your machine gun and then you go to work on them and take out a small group of guys. If there's just one Spicer or one enemy, there you can take out a pistol and then take him out. And then in this game, they just said, okay, let's just make it so that people, they drop their guns again. They'll only hold 2 guns at once. I was like, are you kidding me? Now this just feels like any old shooter. Like you guys were different because you held all of your guns. Now a lot of games do this, like Grand Theft Auto, you hold like 20 guns, and who cares if it's unrealistic? It's a better this game is unrealistic as it is. It's a better concept, and it's a better gameplay mechanic, I think. Or at least they could have let you hold like 3 guns. And I was thinking, and I was like, man, I should work at this company because I had some great ideas. I would think that you can at least hold your pistol at all times, have your pistol, and then 2 primary weapons. Like, I would at least be happy with that. Like, what is the problem with having a pistol holstered and then having 2 primary, one in your hand and one in your back, and then, you could switch off between those and your pistol and have 3 weapons, Like, have one weapon that you hold at all times and you never get rid of, really, and then, have 2 primary weapons. I don't know why they didn't do that, what they were thinking, like, oh, let's just make them have 2 guns and they have to switch off. Like, the problem with that was there's either never any ammo or too much ammo. And then, you wouldn't have the right gun sometimes. You wouldn't know what guns to have. And, of course, they had the guns laying around so you can get the right gun. But that was just really annoying because in the first BioShock, you can choose, how you want to fight through things. You can, I want to take a rocket launcher out. I'm going to take my machine gun out. I'm going to take that out. The shotgun out, And you can kind of decide for yourself what seems right. And you had, in the first BioShock, you had different types of ammo, which was also awesome because, some ammo works better against the normal enemies, some works better against the mechanical enemies and stuff, and the turrets and stuff. But this game had none of that either. So that kind of pissed me off as well in the games. And the guns were just kind of annoying. Some of the guns were just really poopy and kind of sucked. And I don't know, I just did not like that. Also, another thing, and then that kind of with the 2 gun thing, it also kind of just made this game a shooter. And that's not the only thing that made this game a shooter, is the fact that this game was just like a shooter, really. There was just a ton of enemies. You went through the levels and you just shot through a ton of enemies, and it just felt like a Call of Duty type of title. It didn't feel like that. It was different from that, but that's what it kind of resembled. Just like a normal shooter, a normal military shooter game where you run through and just shoot a bunch of enemies and go through the things. Now, it did have different mechanics from those types of games, but that's what it closely resembled, which is not a BioShock game. That's not what BioShock is about. It's not like run and gun, like Call of Duty or any other FPS, That's not what BioShock was about. So that just kind of really pissed me off as well, that you just have to like shoot like 50 freaking enemies like at once and like go through groups of them. Like that was kind of stupid as well. Next, I felt that, so as I was trying to say, I didn't the game didn't really have many explanations for just like for a lot of big parts in the games, or I don't know if I just missed them, if I'm a bad listener or something, but I felt that they had no explanation for things like the vigors. Why are there vigors in this game? In the first BioShock, it was kind of explained that, they were created for like a, for easier life, and, how they were created, with the atom and everything, and, that, the researcher found out that, it can give you these special abilities, and these abilities were used for, better lives, and then people, kind of got addicted to them, and everything went to hell. But in this game, stuff like that wasn't really explained. I don't know. And what pissed me off is, this isn't really a spoiler or anything, but in the beginning of the game, there's these little mini games you could play, and you could shoot little guns to to like hit little targets and stuff, and you'd get some money for it. And there was also a game with the Vigor, and there was no animation for drinking the Vigor. You just knew how to use it, and you used the Vigor, and then you didn't keep it after you were done, which really, I was really surprised. I'm like, why am I using this Vigor? I didn't even drink the bottle. And then later, that same Vigor in the game, you later drink it as if you never experienced it before, and you're like, oh my gosh, look at this Vigor. You drink it, and you're like, oh, and your hands get all like crazy and stuff, and there's a little animation and everything, and it's like, I already used that Vigor in the beginning of the game when I was playing these little mini games, and I didn't have that Vigor. I didn't keep it or anything, and I just didn't understand why they did that in the beginning, why they let you use the Vigor with no explanation. And secondly, how was Booker, which is the main character, how does he know how to use all these, what's it called, Vigors and stuff? Like, he just drinks the bottles, and then he knows how to use them, like, automatically. He has no questioning about it. He's from the the earth. He's not in the sky. He's not from this city. So, he doesn't know about any of these guns. He doesn't know about any of these Vigors. He doesn't know about the skylines that he's like riding around, and he just knows how to ride around them. That doesn't make any sense either. How does he know how to use all this stuff? Like, it's not even explained. Like, nobody comes up to him. He's like, oh yeah, nobody comes up to you and says like, these Vigors were made for a better life, so this is how you use them, this is how it works. Like, nobody explains that to you, and I'm like, why is there no explanation for that? Like, there's just other stuff that was not explained, why it was there, how it worked, and I don't understand, like, how your character knew how to use all this stuff and knew how to work it. So yeah, that was weird. Another thing was the hard difficulty. I don't know if I'm just a terrible player or something, but there are points in this game where on hard difficulty, it was just like unpassable, really unpassable, and took me, like half an hour to beat like 2 parts later in the game. I remember 2 parts for sure. It took me like more than 10 times to finally beat, which really pissed me off, And then I later did read an article that the main game director. Alright, so I got interrupted a lot during this video trying to make it, and this is much later in the day because I just got really pissed and just kind of shut myself off, put the recording software away, put the microphone away, and just got really pissed because I haven't recorded anything in a really long time, and then out of nowhere, right when I want to record a video, something bad always has to happen. So that's why I kind of just pissed off, and I'm continuing this right now. So I was talking about a article I read that was done on creative director Ken Levine, who is the creative director for the game. He kind of runs everything on the game. And I was talking about the hard mode, how it sucked, and it was too hard at some points. And he did write in the article that, the hard mode is kind of made for people that don't mind, dying a bunch of times and redoing stuff, and which I think is kind of stupid. I don't like when hard mode just makes the enemies, like invincible. That's just like a stupid hard mode for me. I don't know. Like, hard mode should be like harder puzzles, which there was no puzzles in this game, but which they could have put in. But that's what I kind of like when you say like, oh, this game is harder. That like maybe some kind of puzzles get harder, or do something else. It's harder to do that. Or less resources, I guess. But I don't know. I think they're just hard. I think their hard mode was terrible. And if you haven't played the game yet, I would say play on medium. Some people, I'm watching a review right now at the moment. Actually, this is why I'm finishing the video. It's by Angry Joe Show. I always saw this guy. I never subscribed to him, but I'm after 20 minutes in, and his video is like 22 minutes long, of his review of BioShock Infinite. I just love his review because unlike the other people, he's not praising BioShock Infinite. He's called the Angry Joe Show, the angry reviewer. So he has an angry review, which means that he's kind of talking about all the faults in the game, and he kind of goes into some of the stuff I'm talking about here as well, and he has some stuff that I forgot to mention. So I'll probably put a link to his video below. It's very well edited and very well done video, and he just tells you about all the faults in the game. He doesn't spoil anything as well, but yeah, he just kind of says all the faults and like how it could have been better. And I was thinking there shouldn't have to be 20-minute videos on this type of game. There shouldn't have to be 20-minute videos made describing all of the faults within the game. Like they took over 3 years. They kept extending their time period. They said, oh, we need to tweak the game here and there. We gotta fix some stuff up. There shouldn't be 20-minute videos made against their games. So I don't know, that kind of pissed me off. And also there's 1999 mode, which is even harder. And I was actually going to play on that, but I'm like, wait a second, hard mode is like retarded, so I'm not going to play on 1999 mode at all. And another thing is there's no replay value. So I just, after watching this video, I didn't know this, but I actually started to replay BioShock, because I already finished it once. And I replayed it because I know that all BioShock games have alternate endings, right? Well, that's also one thing they decided to not put in. So yeah, there is no alternate endings in this BioShock, which I am really disappointed, and I'm not even going to play BioShock again. I played it once. Okay, yeah, that's fine with me. Because I was kind of making myself play the game again just to kind of experience another story. Kind of, there's like, usually there's a bad and a good. I mean, there's like in the second BioShock, there's like 6 different endings, but that's because you get to choose if you want to kill certain characters in that game, and that's why there's like 6, because there's like 2 characters that you can choose if you kill one, if you kill both of them, if you kill either one, that's why there's different endings for that. But generally, it's a bad or a good ending, and this game just has kind of an ending, which kind of reveals it's really kind of. It gives you closure, and kind of, after you kind of like after I experienced it, I was like, oh my gosh, that's like crazy, like I loved it, and it's worth to experience twice, but I mean, after you experienced it once, you really don't have no need to experience it more than once. Like if you have like a certain movie that you love that you can just watch a billion times, you'll never get old of it. This isn't that sort of game. It's kind of like once you experience it, you're like, oh, okay, I kind of understand what's going on. There's nothing really more for me here. So that's why I think the DLCs can maybe help to elongate this game, and maybe, I don't know, help change something in the game, because I was a bit disappointed with the things that they did. So yeah, I'm not gonna play BioShock again. I truly don't want to. I'm not gonna make myself play a game. I think that's just stupid. I played it once. I did enjoy it. It did piss me off in some parts, especially the last battle, which he does talk about in this game, was ridiculous. And I must have played it like at least 20 times. I had to keep restarting and try to finish that level, and it was just really it was just really stupid. I hated that part. So yeah, I guess this is kind of the ending. I don't really know what else to say. Other than that, is this took over 3 years to make. I am really surprised at that. But yeah, I probably missed a couple stuff that Joe talked about in his video. I hope to put that link in there so you guys can watch his video. It's a 20-minute video, but if you don't have the game yet and you kind of want to see it, go get that. Or I would say at least play the first BioShock, because they took out a lot of good stuff from the first BioShock, which I don't know why they did that. So yeah, overall, I would give this a game. I would give it 7 out of 10, maybe 8 out of 10. I'm trying to be generous here. Unlike all these other reviewers are giving it 10 out of 10, 9.5 out of 10. Like, oh my gosh, it's a godly game. It's the game of this generation. Really, it's not. It's another shooter with powers like BioShock 1, but it does not compare to BioShock 1 at all. I would have to say that it does not compare to BioShock 1. And actually, I don't think it compares to BioShock 2 either. BioShock 2 did have some faults. I don't know why everyone hates on BioShock 2. And BioShock 2 actually had a fun multiplayer that people still play today. And I don't know why they were actually going to put a multiplayer in this game and they didn't, which is really stupid. Because I mean, after you play these sort of games, that's the problem with BioShock 1. After you kind of play it, you're like, I don't want to play it. But you'll play it, like in a couple of years. Just to replay the game, like, oh yeah, that game was fun. But it's not a game that you just want to replay it right after you played it once. So the multiplayer in the second game actually, helped to aid in the game's longevity, you know, because you wanted to play it more. You're like, oh, there's a multiplayer, I can level up, I can get my guns. It's kind of like a Call of Duty level up system where you level up, you gain new guns, and I love those types of systems. A lot of games don't do that. They just like give you all the guns, and you can like create your own classes, and it's kind of, I mean, not, I don't think they do that, but you know, I kind of like the Call of Duty system where you go through the game, you level up, you unlock certain guns, unlock certain plasmids, and all that jazz. And that was really awesome. And they were working on this, on a multiplayer for this game, and their excuse was like, "Oh, we just didn't want to stray far away from the single player. We didn't want to like focus too much on the multiplayer." It's like you guys had like 4 years to make this game, and you guys couldn't put like a little multiplayer in there. Like the BioShock 2's multiplayer wasn't that great. It wasn't like anything amazing. But you know, I'm sure it's not hard to implement that. And they could have done it. I don't know. That'd be awesome if they could somehow make an update for that, like if they can update the game and then it'll have multiplayer on it. I don't know if that's possible, if they can actually do that, but I would say they should do that, do something like that, because they were even talking. They said we had some concept ideas already. Like I think they already made a couple levels actually for it. They just said like, oh, let's just scrap this and not do it, which I think is kind of stupid. And this reviews probably, oh my gosh, I hope it's not like 40 minutes long. I don't know what the time is on this review, but it's really long. But this is just my rant on it. I don't really expect anyone to listen to this. Maybe some people will. Maybe you guys could watch the Joe show. Maybe you guys did instead, because that was a way better review than this one. So this isn't really a review. It's kind of a rant. But yeah, that's my kind of rant on BioShock Infinite. It was a good game, I have to say that, but it's just another shooter to me, really, and I was a bit disappointed with it, and that's kind of my ending thing. So yeah, I guess that's it. I don't really know what else to say. I do think it's worth it to go buy it. You know, go buy it right now if you like BioShock. You know, just to support them. But just like thinking about it, they just seem to lie about a lot of stuff. Like with also with like Elizabeth, your character, like they're like, oh my gosh, she's so much more real than any other AI you've ever seen. She's amazing, and yeah, she does do things that some other AI in other games do not do, and she is different, but she's not game breaking, and she doesn't really just like change the game in like a crazy way or anything. And you know, like I could play the game without her and it would be fine, but she kind of adds to the story. But I mean, she does help, and there's good things from this game, but I think kind of the bad things kind of counteract the game, but they don't make it a bad game. They just kind of like I shouldn't have to make a 30-minute video on talking about this game's faults. Is all I'm saying. It shouldn't happen. But yeah, anyway, I guess that's it, guys. Thank you for watching. If you did watch this, I doubt anyone did. If you did, you know, write in the comments, oh, I watched the whole thing, and tell me what you think about the game. Tell me if you think the reviewers are stupid, or if you think I'm stupid for saying all the faults in this game. Maybe my faults aren't really faults. Maybe you say like, oh, that's the only reason they did that is because of that, you know. Because if they didn't do that, then it wouldn't work out or something. I don't know. Maybe I'm just blind to that. But I think everything that I said here was, you know, well said, and it was logical, and I don't know, like there's nothing wrong with what I said, I think. So yeah, anyway, thank you guys once again, and I will see all you wonderful people later. Goodbye.